What up, YouTube? Let's talk about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 5. I will go through this kind of consecutively, but not really. Side tangents galore. I mean, you just kind of gotta deal with it. Okay, let's go. So first, the confrontation between John Walker and Sam and Bucky is crazy. I like the exchange. I love how they're like trying to talk him down, and then he's like, "You don't want to do this," and Bucky's all like, "Yeah, we do." Because, yeah, they do. Like, from episode 1 on. Well, maybe episode 2. Well, we wanted it from episode 1 anyway. The way the fight plays out is fantastic, because John Walker is clearly so unremorseful for what he just did to that flag smasher. Because, like, he tries to kill Bucky, and Sam luckily saves him. And, ooh, I love how Sam basically pulls a Spider-Man by, like, hooking onto that shield and, like, trying to snatch it away. And yeah, also Bucky just saves Sam really just in a nick of time before like getting his face smashed in like that flag smasher did. Jesus Christ. Walker's vicious "I am Captain America" moments before he tears out Falcon's wings. Jeez, dude has no chill. I think Wyatt Russell is doing a really good job. I think he goes underappreciated. But I think that goes for many people who play villains. Is he a villain? Maybe he's just an antagonist. I don't know, the jury's still out. Steamy glasses. Oh, Bucky and Sam pulling the shield off of Walker like they did with Thanos and the glove. Crazy. Oh, and another super memorable moment when Bucky throws down the shield next to Sam. Like, total callback to when Cap did that to Tony, right? And also the lighting in that scene was like brilliant. It's like Steve's ghost shining on them. Is Steve dead? I don't think they said. I mean, I think he's gone. I don't know. Wow, what a super well-researched video you got there, Chiara. I mean, Steve's out of the game either way, right? Because boy deserves some retirement. So yeah, they finally have the shield! But like, Sam wiping the blood off of the shield. Jeez, the legacy of the shield really is complicated. I've been thinking about John Walker, but I'm yet to come to a conclusion of any kind. But like, is he wrong when he says he is what the government made him? I mean, probably not. Yes, he was under the influence of the serum, but if you drink and drive and you get in a car crash and kill someone, you need to be responsible for that as well. And you will have to face some consequences. So the cameo we all anticipated. I honestly didn't get my hopes up, not after what happened with WandaVision. I also kind of try to avoid theory videos now. They kind of made the whole WandaVision experience a tiny bit more disappointing, so I wasn't going to do that this time around. And I think the same will go for the Loki series once it comes out. But yeah, the cameo by, what's her name? Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. That's a mouthful that I probably won't be able to remember. So, Val. So the cameo by Val really made me curious of what Marvel is planning for Phase 4. I'm guessing we'll see more of John Walker. That could be cool. I mean, he took the serum and he's a cold-blooded killer, so there's potential of becoming a villain. Though so far he's been lacking in the evil master plan thing, which I think is very relevant for villains. But we'll see. I'm guessing he could also be like a good lackey for another big bad supervillain type person, which is probably why Val came over to recruit him for whom or whatever she's doing recruiting. Okay, another thing, it's interesting that Zemo decided to spare Bucky's life. I mean, not that I think he could have killed him if he tried, but still, I think it's because he recognizes that Bucky, unlike the Winter Soldier or Carly or even John Walker, like, is not a threat anymore. Which is nice. And the fact that Bucky doesn't kill him shows how much he has grown as a character. And rule number 2, I'm just saying. And off to prison Zemo goes. Will we see him again? I kinda hope so. I really liked the dynamic between him and Sam and Bucky. It just kind of worked. It was super entertaining. Also, side note, Daniel Brühl which I thought was called like Daniel Brühl or something, but no, Daniel Brühl is German, and I didn't know that, and I watched an interview with him in German, and it kind of blew my mind. It's so funny to him speak German. I had to stop recording, my card was full. The growing pains of learning how to make videos. Whatever. Next thing. Alright, the parallels between Isaiah and Steve Rogers grow even stronger when Isaiah describes how he saves some soldiers. And I haven't seen the first Avenger in a while, but I'm pretty sure that Steve Rogers is totally willing to take punishment for disobeying orders, but he's told he's fine and he's a hero and whatever. Not Isaiah though. Isaiah goes to prison. The scene where he describes what happened to him is heartbreaking, and I was kind of expecting a flashback, but I think just the monologue really added some emotional depth, and a flashback scene might have undercut the emotional impact that scene had. By knowing his story, we totally understand where his bitterness and frustration is coming from. But clearly, we as the audience are super grateful to Sam that he takes up the shield anyway, but this really illustrates the conflict within Sam and why he gave it up in the first place, and now he really needs to think about if he should take it up again, now that they have the shield back. But yeah, super happy that he does, so there is that. And I think him taking up the shield can also be a rebellion against a system that wants to see him as an outcast. Like, yeah, he stands proudly and doesn't give up his seat at the table, and I think there's really power in that choice. Heavy stuff, man. Heavy stuff. Okay, tea break. I'm getting really warm from this tea. Okay, some more positive things. We love seeing a happy Bucky. It's great seeing him flirt with Sarah. It's like getting a glimpse at Bucky before he went to war. And it's really nice. And yeah, we love to see it. Domestic Bucky and Sam having some bonding time, fixing the boat is great as well. Also the line that Bucky doesn't always think of his metal arm immediately because he's right-handed is hilarious. And then the scene where Bucky wakes up on Sam's couch totally mirrors the scene at the beginning of the show, but instead of like waking up from a nightmare, he wakes up to kids playing, which is such a sweet twist. Also note, he wakes up on the couch as opposed to on the floor, which is an improvement. Sam and Bucky throwing the shield to each other, like basically playing catch, is also fantastic. I want to talk a little bit about the conversation Bucky and Sam have, because I saw some tweets saying how the dialogue is totally unrealistic, but I couldn't disagree more. I think it's just a really good apology. Because Bucky gives Sam a lot of shit at the beginning of the show for giving up the shield. Did he have a point? Yeah, definitely. The shield meant a lot to him, and Sam giving it up clearly hurt him. From his perspective, Sam shouldn't have given up the shield. And I mean from ours as well, like a little bit, because of all the stuff that happened with John Walker, right? But can you see where Sam's coming from? I can, and now Bucky obviously can as well. This is less a question of who is right and who is wrong, and more two people from different walks of life learning to understand the other person's perspective. We as the audience can see that they both have a point, but the characters need to see that as well, and I think now they do. This got kinda cheesy, but whatever. And side note, it's good to know that Cap talked to Bucky about giving Sam the shield. It's nice. We also got to see Sam counseling Bucky, giving him a bit of tough love. And here we can really see that Sam knows what. Damn it. Got interrupted by a phone call. This video is cursed somehow. Oh well. So where was I? Alright, it was great seeing Sam counsel Bucky, giving him some tough love. I hope next episode we'll see Bucky following his advice and being of service, like Sam suggested. And I'm guessing that's why we got introduced to Mr. Nakajima at the beginning of the season, so that he can be an example of someone that only Bucky can give closure to. And I think here we can see like the big difference between Bucky and John Walker. Not that it's not obvious, but let me spell it out anyway, you know? Bucky, I think we can all agree, is showing remorse for what he did, for what he was forced to do. He has nightmares. We see how his past haunts him. And then there's John Walker, who is upset that the government is punishing him for killing a defenseless man. Punishing him rather mildly, by the way. He got to walk free. Isaiah didn't. And Isaiah did a good thing. He saved soldiers, not executed foreign citizens. The whole speech he gave in front of that committee, and the fact that he lies to Lamar's family, I think really shows that he sees himself as the victim. And I mean, to a certain extent he might be. He's probably right when he says he is what the American government made him. But he takes no responsibility for his actions. None. In fact, he doubles down. As I mentioned earlier, he tries to kill Bucky and Sam when the blood on that shield hasn't even dried yet. Why are you making me do this? No, dude. They tried talking to you. Own up to what you did. Take some responsibility. Damn, John Walker puts me in a mood. Not a good one. If that wasn't obvious. Okay, next positive thing. Sam's training montage really got me hyped for what's to come. Like, just seeing him with the shield put me at ease, as compared to when John Walker had it and it was covered in blood. I think Sam will be great. And I don't like making predictions because, you know, I'm probably wrong, but the favor Bucky called in with the Wakandans will be a Captain America suit with wings for Falcon, right? I mean, it's gotta be. Also, what is Sharon up to? Like, I'm guessing she's supporting the Flag Smashers so she can go back home, because, like, if there are no borders, then she can't be kept out of the borders of America. If that makes sense. People are theorizing that she's the power broker, but I don't really think so. Because the power broker was after the Flag Smashers because of the serum thing, right? Wouldn't she be undermining herself? And we got an end credit scene. And I must say, DIYing is a great hobby for a newly retired person. But I doubt that he'll stay out of the way for long. I kinda hope Bucky folds that shield like it's paper. Sorry, not sorry. I can't wait for the final episode, but I also don't want it to be over, you know? Like, why does it have to be a limited series? But I have been rambling for long enough. If you want to tell me your thoughts on episode 5 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'd be happy to read them, so put those in the comments. And I am bad at outros. Bye!